Welcome back to Basics Paranormal Chit Chat. My name is Ron. We got Kelly and we got Michael. How are you guys today? Great. So for this week's session or chit chat, basically, because our other member is not here, we are going to do basically a chit chat, and we're going to just talk about anything paranormal. And I have a special guest. His name is William, and we're going to bring him in now. So bear with me while we bring him live. And, well, we're not live, but on the recording. And my mouse does not want to move right. Where's the mousey mouse? I'm broken like the McDonald's ice cream machine. All right. There we go.
I'm going to start calling you McDonald's.
We can do that.
Because you are Ronald.
Why? Because you're loving it?
We're going to do this so we can see him and he can see us, so that way we can see what we're looking at. So actually, that's probably not going to work. I was wondering if we'll do this one.
There we go.
Yeah, that works good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome to our very first chit chat. Well, his very first chit chat with Back to Basics Paranormal. We got Cryptid. Right.
Cryptid, yeah.
We got a buddy of mine. We met on some lives during some TikToks. He helps me out, gets me noticed, and I help him do the same. And for that, my microphone's blocking my face. There we go. Now you can see my beautiful mug. But
Beautiful mug.
Mug, love your face. All right, Cryptid. So we kind of did this before, but we weren't actually doing it in a recording style setting. But you're into the Cryptid, whatever Kelly's going to correct me on right here. So
you said it right.
There I go. All right.
And you did say it right.
So tell us a little bit about what you've experienced and what you, I don't want to say specialize in, but what you generally, because we're more paranormal, like ghosts and spirits and what have you, right? You're more into the hands-on, I can touch type, oh, don't mess with me here, like your Wendigos and what have you.
Correct. Yeah. That's one cryptid you don't want to mess with.
No.
I started researching cryptids more so. Not this little guy, but
Werecat.
so werecat. I started researching cryptids about 2 years ago, mainly into Bigfoots and stuff like that. Back in when I was younger, a kid and stuff, I've always heard about Bigfoot, this and that. The Peterson films. Oh, was it Peterson? I might be wrong about that, but the films back a long time ago where there was no CGI or there's no editing really on films or anything like that. Excuse me, I had to take a drink.
No, you're good. This is a recording. We're here in a relaxed environment. We drink, we smoke. Well, we've ate, but
I intake nicotine as well. Can't do the day without nicotine for sure. But so I really started getting heavy into experiencing more on the heavier cryptid instead of like just Bigfoot. That's when I first got into cryptids was over Bigfoot, hearing about Bigfoot all the time and seeing the videos and stuff. That about 2 years ago, I really got into skinwalkers, Wendigos, Camusots, Rougarous, a lot of the different cryptids and researching them and listening to podcasts on them, hearing stories on them, and watching videos on them, and just seeing there's more out there than what people actually realize. And a lot of people are skeptic about it and stuff, but there's so much out there that we don't know still.
right. And my thing is, and I'll use my wife as an example. She absolutely does not believe in any of this stuff. And as I keep telling her, you're not going to believe. And most believers don't believe unless it happens to you. you know.
Correct.
And Jeff, who's not with us today, he's out of town, but he's a skeptic, and I wanted a skeptic in the group so he can kind of like counter, try to play devil's advocate, if you will. Right. So our job is to make a believer out of him, and that's what we want to do. Michael, obviously Michael is Kelly's son, and Kelly looks like a giant in this up here, and we're down here. She's up here.
That's because I'm a big old badass.
But with that being said, they lived in Kelly's mom's house, grandparents' house, and their grandparents' house they had spirits in there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And one of the EVPs that I caught, or that Michael caught, that he was able to release to us, we have it, and we played it out there, and it's on TikTok. Actually, it's on my For You page, so you can check it out. It's just a little cartoon lady with it says EVP, and then you can hear it. I don't know if I can actually pull it into the video. I'm still working on this new software, but Michael's had experiences, I've had experiences, and Kelly's had experiences, but we never really have had experiences with what you've had experiences, or what you're studying.
I have moved around a lot, so I had more than just spiritual experiences. I've had physical. Because I did live up in a country house in the woods.
It was like 150 years old.
Yeah.
You lived in the country?
Yeah, up in near Columbia,
Yeah,
Missouri.
our property
wow.
that we had up there.
All right.
And that was in the woods. Me and my cousin were being idiots,
Well, there's nothing new there.
running around in the woods in the dark.
Right.
We thought a bear or a bobcat was chasing us, but like I said earlier, I could feel the imprints every time it took a step.
Right, and that's like what I was telling you. Cryptid is last time when we were doing this, Kelly just got herself out of the picture. Thank God it's not going to break. Kelly, don't knock anything over. All right, perfect. My buddy and I, we were hunting up at my father-in-law's property, and
Right.
we whatever that was, there's no way that was a deer. I mean, it was way too big to be a deer. I mean, it was just like you said, you can feel the imprints of the stomps. And
Right.
It's like
whatever.
it's like the vibration from a bass in your chest.
Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely the best way to describe that.
And
actually.
with mine, it was, as I can only clarify, hauling ass, and then went up into the trees.
Yeah.
And kept the same momentum going from branch to branch to branch to branch to branch.
Right,
Until
right.
we broke that tree line and we were safe.
Nice, yeah.
And then we heard it, and then just stood there for a second.
Well, especially when you will you wipe up my desk where you spilled tea, please? Peace out. And so, Kelly, you are good on your hands and knees there. Hey, I'm not live on TikTok, so I can't get banned. But I could probably, I'll have to edit all this out if I throw this up on TikTok. But
A family picture.
Have you ever physically had any experiences?
So the most experience I've had was I was in Trinity. Oh well, not just in Trinity, multiple places. So in Trinity, more so like where I don't know if you would call it more cryptid or anything, but in certain spots in the wooded areas. It'd be twilight. But in certain spots you'd walk, it instantly be pitch black. The moon could be a full moon or anything. It's like you closed your eyes, like you went blind. You couldn't see anything in front of you. You know where you were at, but you couldn't put your hand an inch away from your face.
Right.
And
right.
and you're awake. You're not passed out or anything. So it's a creepy experience to experience that, I should say. And I don't know if that was part of the paranormal, but I hear so many cryptid stories on people going through situations like that. And like skinwalkers and wendigos and like they can mainly the skinwalkers because they're actually a folklore of the Navajo uh, region, and they're actually witches. So they deal with black magic and stuff like that. And
So, explain to us for the viewers and whatnot, for those who don't know, what exactly is a skinwalker?
so a skinwalker is a Navajo. he's he was a Navajo a medicine man that chose to go um, basically evil to study black magic and uh, and learn how to do this black magic and be able to wear the pelts of animals. They mainly wear the pelts of um, like coyotes, wolves, bears, anything that's predator. They'll wear the pelts of them, and they'll be able to change form into that predator with that
Okay.
pelt on.
Can they take human form?
Yes, they can be in human form. Now, there's pictures. Good example. I think it was last year. There was a picture taken outside of a zoo, and what it looked like a picture of a dog man. And but I looked into that picture. I seen that picture so many times, and it's so hard to tell exactly. It's a cryptid. I'm a firm believer it's a cryptid, but it's so hard to tell what cryptid it is. But to me, it looks like it could be a skinwalker with the pelt on.
Kelly, see if you can find
One.
that photo. You're probably already on
I'm
that.
already on it.
There you go.
But now, what is the difference between skinwalker and werewolf?
So
Because
werewolf. So really, a werewolf. There's so much stuff going around, and people talking about werewolves, dogmen, werewolves, this and that. Werewolf is it's just like you talking about vampires. You know, vampires they can't go out in the sunlight and stuff. Well, really, vampires can go out in the sunlight, work right beside you. Um, it's kind of like no, in a way, it's kind of like the movie Twilight. Or what is that movie? Is it Twilight? Am I right about that?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sparkly vampire.
Yeah, the sparkling vampire. They're not sparkly at all. They do drink blood, but
Now, let me turn my game down.
they don't they don't burn up in the sunlight. They can go out in the sunlight and everything. Well, werewolves they they are
No,
they turn into
turn my headset down. I guess my game.
Which one is it?
The game. I'm on number 2. You know
Which
that, right?
knob?
It's the top red.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Sorry.
Sorry, Chris.
you are fine. You are perfectly fine. So werewolves they'll turn into a werewolf with there's certain genes people have to turn into a werewolf. It's a they're like I forget exactly the scientific name of it. It's liking something, and it's a disease they'll have, and it'll permanently turn them into werewolves and stuff. Now, werewolves, I I believe more in a dogman than a werewolf. I'm not saying werewolves aren't real. I haven't really researched more on werewolves. I researched more on dogmen. Now, dogmen are a form of werewolf. They're not as big as what a werewolf would be. They're as aggressive, as strong, and really fast.
Do
Say
they do they
um,
transform back and forth from human to dog?
now, dogman, no. Now they can walk on all four, um, and but they'll also bipedal too. They'll quadrupedal and bipedal as well. But on bipedal, they're a lot faster than quadrupedal.
Okay. Okay. So kind of like Kelly when she was on all fours. She can walk on all fours and both legs. So that was awesome.
He's such an ass.
So,
Now,
no, go ahead.
so now about the skinwalkers, what's different about the skinwalkers? They can also walk on all four when they transform into whatever they're transforming into. Coyote, wolf, whatever. But the difference about that is when they're walking on all fours, it's not going to be like a normal walk, like you would see a dog or a wolf or coyote walk. It's going to look very awkward, and they can also mimic your loved ones' voices. It doesn't matter if the loved one's passed away or not even around or anything, but it's very it's like they can read back in your future of how your loved ones sound and stuff, and they can mimic that voice. So it's
Now,
very
can
creepy.
Wendigos can do that as well, correct?
Yes, Wendigos can do that as well.
Yep.
Right. So explain to us what a Wendigo is. And while before we do that, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you just
It,
fine.
it sounds
Hear
like
you
I'm
just
in an
fine.
echo. It must just
You
be.
sound
I
fine to
must
me,
have
Ron.
yeah, it must just be the speakers I'm in. So yeah. So explain to us. So a skinwalker, essentially, and I don't know if you've ever seen the show Supernatural, right? But
I have seen it.
so somebody just hit their
I did.
microphone.
It was my
Hit your
watch.
bottom.
Yeah, just
Do it.
like adjust, just kind of twist a little bit. Oh, there you go. So in the show Supernatural, those skinwalkers actually shed the skin of their.
That's a shapeshifter.
Oh well, see, there I'm corrected again. Correct? What the fuck?
There
I'm
you
still
go.
broken like that
A
McDonald's ice cream.
skinwalker is, like he said, like kind of like a dogman. There was the episode, when we're talking about Supernatural, is the episode where the dog was like a German Shepherd and he was like living with the family.
Yes. Okay.
That was a skinwalker.
Okay. Okay. So going back to Wendigo,
Mhm.
tell us more about Wendigos and how one is become a Wendigo, what they do, how they feed. As far as look at the cat getting interest in there.
Yeah. He's
He's
like
so
this on my
cute.
TikToks too. He always stays on my TikToks like this too.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Wendigos, a lot of people are a lot of people pass around Wendigos as they have deer skulls on foreheads.
Yeah.
Um, but for a Wendigo, they're actually they're human. They were human once before, and what turned them into Wendigos was they ate the flesh of man.
That's where
Um,
the whole cannibalism
That's how we got on the topic of.
cannibalism last time when we said that we just put Kelly in a bag and call her a sandwich.
color of sandwich.
Sandwich.
So Wendigos, what they will do is they'll lure you in by doing the same thing that we were talking about. They'll use a voice of a loved one or a child's voice, a woman's voice, and act like they need help. They'll be deep in the woods and they will uh, scream, call. They will try to lure you into the woods to take you into again wherever that will be. They'll either kill you there or they will force feed you human flesh to try to turn you into a Wendigo.
Yeah.
And so
Is it weird that this is making me all really hungry?
And Wendigos are also,
not at all.
and when it comes to, it's just looking it up here, it's Great Lakes region, great, the plains and Great Lakes nation, natives.
Correct, correct. Now Wendigo's region is there, and they're also in the region. blah, 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 blah. Around the Canada area.
The
Um,
Algonquian family languages.
gr- correct. Um, yeah, yeah. So the description, most of the time people describe Wendigos as, like I said, with the deer skull on the head, really tall, very skinny. They're right about very skinny. They're like skin and bones. They're very pale skin. Um, but they tend to have jet black long hair. And they are super fast. It's very super fast, and you definitely don't want to cross the path with a Wendigo.
No.
that's
So
that's
let's just say, for example, I'm in the woods and I hear a baby cry. And I'm deep in the woods and I'm just out there, I'm just hiking up the mountainside and I hear a baby cry. What are the odds of that actually being a baby versus a
and see,
Wendigo?
Right.
you're right. And you see, as us humans, our minds go straight to, oh, there's somebody in distress.
In
We need
distress, yeah, that
to,
needs help.
yeah, that needs help. But there's if you pay attention to it, if you listen to it, it doesn't sound different each time. It always sounds exactly the same. It's like a record that's
Like a
going
like a
on.
loop.
It's kind of like
It is going to be like a loop.
if you think about how the Predator in the Predator movies lures in victims by mimicking the voice. He never sounds different. It's always the same recording each time.
Yeah, and it's going to be a little off too from like a human sound. It's not going to be 100% sounding like it. But like I was saying, humans have the instinct of, oh, there's somebody in distress. We need to go help them. Or, but if you pay attention to it, you will be able to distinguish if it's human or not.
So, okay, so I'm in the woods and I hear this voice and I say, yeah, that's awful. Doesn't sound like human. Is this thing close enough to me where I'm going to be able, or far enough away from me to where I can be able to get away? Or am I just, if I hear what is that, like that siren man, if you hear it, you're dead?
Siren Head.
Siren head. Now
Siren
he's
Head.
correcting me.
So Siren Head, that's a cryptid that was made not too long ago. He was that one. I researched that one a little bit. I don't know if I believe that one
That one's more
as much
Silent
as
Hill-ish stuff, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. You're right, but you know, researching it, I mean, they made it a pretty good cryptid. But yeah, it's kind of based off the same as a Wendigo, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
But with the Wendigo, they're going to try to lead you in. They're not going to try to attack you. What they're going to do, they're going to try to lead you in, ambush you, and take you back to their den, and either feed on you or feed you human flesh to turn you into a Wendigo. Now, it's very rare when you see Wendigos in groups. They're normally all by themselves, and they're normally in the colder regions, so they can't stand like fire or warm weather
Right.
regions and stuff. So that's why they're more up north and everything. So I'm good. I'm in Texas. I don't have to worry about Wendigos.
Right,
Everything
right,
else,
I'm not
everything else,
right. I'm
eight.
not going hunting no more either. Fuck that shit.
yeah,
Lanny, is that a deer? Fuck no, that's a Wendigo.
yeah.
That's a 20-foot deer.
And
Right.
Yeah,
well,
witches are like the flesh eaters of the forest.
yes. So a lot of people, like I was saying, they think the Wendigos have a deer skull and stuff like that. Well, they're mistaking Wendigo from tall deer. Tall deer are like deer people that turn into tall deer. They turn rogue and they destroy everything that gets in their path. literally like the name tall deer. Um, I haven't researched much on the tall deers. I know they will eat anything or kill anything in their path. They're basically rabid deer that walk bipedal, and they will walk quadrupedal. Look real strange walking quadrupedal, but they're more bipedal and they're really big. They're like extremely big for deer.
So we've talked about Wendigos. We talked about shapeshifters. We've talked about skinwalkers. We've talked about dogmen. We
Hmm.
talked about Siren Head. What other cryptids are out there?
All right, so camusots. Camusots are camusots are large humanoid bats that they oh, what region are they in? They're in
Says Missouri. I'm moving.
Right.
no, they're not in the United States. That's one thing that we're good. We're lucky for. Camusots aren't in the United States. They are
Australia
large. They're close to that Australia. Um, it's,
says everything about Australia.
oh yeah, everything's big in Australia. Gosh, you seen those insects over there?
That's why I'm staying in the
No,
United
I
States.
haven't seen any of
That,
those.
Look at your flag, and that's the size of a spider.
that they call them insects. I call them cryptid bugs. I mean, they're
Fuck.
huge over there. Good
Dude,
lord.
that reminds me of that movie that I watched. I can't
Eight-legged
remember.
freaks.
No, it was. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's got the dude from Teen Wolf in it who played Styles, and he was in a movie, and I guess some nuclear thing happened, and all the insects got to be huge and took over the earth.
Eight-legged freaks.
No,
No.
that's not it, because that guy was not in Teen Wolf. Are you talking about the remake Teen Wolf or the original?
Remake.
So the teenager.
Yeah,
Talk
who
about
played
Starship
Styles.
Troopers.
No,
Jefferson Starships?
no.
Starship Trooper, the insects there are like the insects that are in Australia.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Fuck that. I ain't
I
never
go to
going.
squish a spider, the spider's going to catch the shoe.
Now, is it Camazots? Like Camazotz?
Yes, so they're large uh, humanoid bats, yes. I forget what region they're from.
Mayan.
Can
I'm looking it up.
say it again? Oh,
Mayan.
good. Mine. Okay, yes.
Makes sense.
So, so the Cambazots, they will, let's see, let me see if I remember everything about them. Um, I know they basically hunt for the human or elderly, um, and bring them back to the cave, and they'll feast on them like that. So, oh man, they hang upside down just like regular bats. Oh man, I'm forgetting a lot about them.
From what I'm seeing, it's bat-like spirits encountered by the Maya hero twins. Do, 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 do.
Where I'm
Is a
at,
bat spirit at the service of the lords of the underworld.
Correct. Yes,
It means, and Camazotz means death bat.
kiss my
death bats.
ass.
Correct. It's my ass.
Generally associated with night, death, and sacrifice.
Right.
So from what it
I'm
sounds,
out.
from what it sounds like, without the spiritualness behind it, it sounds like Man Bat from the DC comics.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Just the
exactly.
scientific.
But that's actually Mothman. Was Man Bat from DC Comics was based off of Mothman. I was literally just looking that up earlier.
Hold on. You just told me that Man Bat from the Batman comics, who was Kurt Langstrom, who scientifically turned himself into a bat, is based off the paranormal entity of Mothman.
Yes.
What?
No.
You know, the
What
Batman
movie?
comics, the actual
What movie are you talking about?
that that scientist that turned himself into a bat kind of reminds me of a Camazot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Mothman.
I was literally just looking that up.
Where? On Wikipedia?
Shut up, Michael.
Which is Wikipedia.
I mean, if it's on Facebook, it's definitely true.
Right? Just like you trust everything off.
Oh yeah,
All right. Absolutely. So,
that's
with
where,
all
that's
of
where I get all my stuff at.
Right?
you guys still can hear me okay? I had to turn my
Oh, yeah.
stuff down because it was just getting real loud for me because I'm going crazy.
Short trip.
Hey, what'd you say?
Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
I can't hear you. Can you turn yourself up?
So, you're obviously a big, I would say, fan of this particular subject, correct?
I am. Yes.
So, what do you say to those that are out there that tell you,
I'm showing this to Michael. What does that say?
That's killer moth, not
That's what I'm saying.
that man bat.
hey, I'm talking here.
You talking here? What are you from
Talking here. So, what do you say to those who come to you and like, dude, you're fucking out of your mind?
Well, I haven't had anybody tell me that yet. But you know, everybody's gonna have their opinion. Everybody's gonna believe what they want to believe. It's just like people with the paranormal. A lot of people don't believe in the ghost and stuff like
Right.
that until they have an experience. Once you have that experience, is when your eyes will open and I have so much paranormal experience too. I've experienced so much paranormal stuff in my life from when I was a kid all the way till I was in my 20s.
Well, just
And
the other
that's
day,
when,
you had an old woman and an old man standing behind you. Right?
yes, yes,
Just the
yeah,
old day, just the other day.
yep.
I had a
Old lady was flicking my cat's ear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked all about the dead animals in your yard. You know,
Yep, yep, yep.
so and I don't I don't want to speak ill of anybody, and I do think that that gentleman hit some good points in his observations. But if you take a
agree.
look, I actually watched that live that we did. I went back and watched it, and everything that he brought up, we had already talked about in that live. For example, the blankie, your blanket,
Yeah,
and then it's just like a horoscope. I can read you Kelly's horoscope, and it's gonna hit the nail on the head for you because I'm not telling you which one it is. It's just that's the way it is. That's the way that they design those to be.
Yeah, my horoscope is Ron's gonna drive you
right.
crazy today.
So why? I'm awesome.
Have you met you?
Yeah, I met myself every day.
I think he's pretty good.
Right? Cryptid likes us, or me
that
anyway.
seemed pretty good to me.
Y'all pretty good. Love that face. So yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot to both sides of those to these worlds,
Oh yeah.
and to say that it doesn't exist because it's impossible would be like you telling somebody that's extremely strong in their faith that God doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because and I am a firm believer in God, and I have I'm strong in my faith, right?
Same
But I
here,
also
same
believe
here.
that there are things. I mean, you can't have good without evil.
Exactly.
You have to have one to balance out the other.
You're
you
100% right.
You can't have love without hate. It's
called balance.
It would throw the world off balance. If you had all good and no evil, we wouldn't have anything to believe in,
Right.
other
We
than
wouldn't. No.
we would be like the what was that 60s 70s show, Leave It to Beaver. We'd all be like Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
White picket
Yeah.
fences, everybody happy, nobody's doing each other's neighbors'
We'd have a
wives.
utopian society.
Right, and that's it. And that's it. You have to be able to have the good plus the bad, and I firmly believe that. And I believe in the devil. I believe in God. I believe that there are vampires. I believe
the
that there are
devil's
werewolves. I
sitting
believe
to my
that there are ghosts, both good and demonic spirits. I believe in all of that. So
Oh yeah. Right.
for some, and I've had my own personal experiences, just as have you and Kelly and Michael the same way.
I just had one the other night.
I think I just looked a little brotherly there. Sorry, Kevin, if you view this, but you are my best friend. No, Mason's my best friend, but nonetheless. So, Yeah, and he won't watch our podcast because it's paranormal based. So yeah,
No,
but yeah,
you're Christian. I'm Norse pagan. So
there's that.
I got the Valhalla Odin, but also I have the cryptid slash spiritual Draugrs.
And
I'm just me.
I'm
You're
right.
fucking weird and out of this world.
Right.
Truth. I am. I am weird and out of this world. I have very.
Not a compliment.
It is. It is a compliment to me. Thank you very much. Keep it up,
Abnormal.
and you're gonna walk your ass home.
Done it before. Abby normal.
I
over
got a
there.
couch, Michael.
Abby, someone. Abby who?
See, back up.
Abby normal.
But yeah, so as far as, I mean, obviously we all believe. We believe. So how does one protect themselves from these types of creatures? So I mean, Wendigos and skinwalkers and whatnot, dogmen extremely fast, right? So
Yes.
one's trying to hunt you down. How do you protect yourself? Because not everybody's got a blowtorch, with fire shooting out of it like Dean and Sam on Supernatural.
Buckshots.
Correct. Yeah. So with the Wendigos, let's say you're, for instance, camping. You're camping. You always want to have a fire. Um, it's just that even if a Wendigo, even if you don't believe in that, you're still going to make a fire. It's just for your security. There's You're going to believe in wild animals. There could be bobcats. There could be cougars. Anything that's
I
going to warn
welcome in the
off.
Cougars.
Damn straight.
Same here. So
I'm
there's
surrounded by
always going to
animals.
be something that's going to. There's always something after you when you're in
Right, right.
the wild. There's
Hopefully
always something
cougars.
watching you, going to trying to get you all the time. So a fire is going to warn off a lot of the cryptids, dogman, wendigos, skinwalkers, not so much. Uh, but the thing is about wendigos and stuff, they will also put out your fire by throwing stuff. Well, Bigfoot will do the same thing too. They'll throw stuff to try to put out your fire.
Right.
Um, but with Bigfoot, they're not as aggressive. They're not excuse me. They're not the most aggressive cryptid.
Now
They're
let's talk about Bigfoot for a minute. So I'm sure you've seen the show Finding Bigfoot, yeah?
yes, oh yes.
Okay. So how realistic is that show?
Um, they're doing stuff that
Now, what
I don't
channel is that on?
believe.
Discovery.
Yeah, it's on Discovery. I don't believe that they are finding anything. Bigfoot does make knocking noises and stuff like that on trees and stuff, but he's they're gonna know. It's just like when we're calling each other. They're gonna know if it's a Bigfoot or if it's a cat from a dog. You know a cat from a dog. You're gonna know a
Right,
human
right.
from a dog and stuff like that. They're gonna know if it's a human or a Bigfoot. We're not gonna make the same kind of noises Bigfoot's gonna make. We're not
No.
gonna definitely not gonna do this exactly the same. We're not as strong as Bigfoot. They're gonna knock on the trees. They're gonna make their noises, their callings, their purrings, whatever they're gonna do to call their warn that people are around. Now Bigfoot, my dad is really big into Bigfoot. And that's the only cryptid that he's really big in. I'm not saying he don't believe in other cryptids, but my dad is really big into
Oh, that
Bigfoot.
bump it again.
And so I know he's made a good point about Bigfoot that you know no one really sees Bigfoot because he put it in a way that it kind of made me think of the Predator. You know how the Predator goes stealth mode
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and goes invisible. He kind of put it in a way like that. Um, that they don't make themselves known, so
Right.
they're not invisible, but so they they're so smart. They will they can camouflage so well that we won't even know they're there. I mean, you see some videos of them like on trail cameras and stuff, but that people look at, they're like, "Oh, that's not a Bigfoot. That's just a tree," or
Yeah.
"There's nothing there," because they're not moving at all. They're staying still. But so
And the one you were talking about earlier was the Patterson Gimlin film.
yeah, yes, Patterson. Yes, I said Peterson, I think, but yeah,
Yeah.
Patterson. Um, that one was a female Bigfoot,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Um,
Was that the
and
one where the Bigfoot was walking and turned around and looked?
Yes. I
yes,
just sent.
yes,
And everything we talk about when we broadcast this, I'm gonna have. I'm sending him pictures of everything we're talking about, and I just sent him a picture of that.
oh,
And
very
then,
good.
yeah, I'll try to throw those in here hopefully when, I will be able to throw those in here, so, when I go and edit it. So, everything that we talk about tonight, the stream that we're doing tonight, um, I gotta finish editing last week's, and then I will work on this one, so it'll be about a week before this post, but it'll go on YouTube, and our Facebook page. So I'll make sure you get those links as well, so you can view it and you can
Awesome.
share it out with your friends and whatnot, because the more people that watch, the more, you know, notice we get
No,
and
Right, right.
things
we
like
all
that.
get. Yeah.
You know, and that's what we want to do and want to get people out there.
I think Bigfoot is probably one of the most well known.
Oh, I
Of
Bigfoot is
agree. Yeah,
cryptids.
one of the most
Absolutely.
well known.
yeah, for sure.
There's a cryptid, or at least I think it is. It's I can't remember what it's called. The description, all I can guess, is it has 2 legs, no arms, and a big ass white head.
Oh, I was just looking at that one. Hang on, I'll show you.
I can't remember what the
That
hell that's called. But you always see it walking with like a big one and then a little one not too far behind it. And it walks like looks like it has 2 stilts, a cloth rag, and like a belt or
Ninja.
something. Huh?
A ninja.
Yeah, that was on that was the a supernatural episode, but it didn't have that.
Yeah, it wasn't actually in Supernatural.
Huh?
It wasn't in
No.
Supernatural.
See,
A
I'm being
gen
corrected.
was, which is like a genie. A ninja.
I'm just gonna stop talking unless you run the show.
Let me see the image so I know you're looking at the right one. Or right thing. Look at you breaking everything. Kind of. That's kind of what I'm talking about. It looks like it's wearing like a cloth over it, almost. I can't look it up because my phone's dead.
Yeah, well, you know, life's a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I should have charged it.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
I've seen like the video everywhere. Like you see it like on house security cameras that they have pointed like at the backyard,
Yeah,
and
I
they're
see those.
walking around, and I could never figure out what the living hell they are.
now
I've seen those.
oh, go. I'm not cutting you off, brother. You're the guest on this show. You talk.
Yeah. So I seen those. I remember seeing that on a security in someone's front yard or backyard. And I've seen that so many times. I can't make out what it is. What it looks like is just a pair of legs walking with bell bottoms on,
Yeah,
like white bell bottoms on, kind of. And there's a big one in front and there's a small one in the back, like you were saying. And I forget exactly what they called them. I thought they called them crawlers at first, but a crawler is like a. If you ever heard the rake, a lot of people talk about the rake, but
oh
it's
god.
really a. It's really called. They call it the rake. They call it different names. So what a rake is really a crawler. They're super fast. They kind of are like Wendigos. But they crawl instead of doing what Wendigo. They crawl. And they'll chase you and stuff. You can get away from them and stuff. They're not as fast as a Wendigo. Scary as hell. But
Well, Ron,
there's
looks like you're
videos
safe
out.
if you ever come against one of those.
There,
Is that the one you're
there's
talking about,
videos.
Michael?
Yeah, that.
Stop yelling.
Sorry, I got excited. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
So there is
Fresno
videos of
Nightcrawler.
crawlers.
Q, the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Oh yes, yes, Fresno Nightcrawler. That's right. Yeah,
And it was in.
I thought they called them crawlers.
It was yeah, kind of right. It is in the backyard of somebody's house through a security cam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the weird thing
I
is, they move slow.
very slow.
They're like the sloth.
Yeah, and it's.
Right.
I remember
We
seeing
just
that
call it
video. I
sloth
was just,
crawlers.
ugh.
Yeah, it's eerie looking. I mean, it doesn't look creepy it's just eerie just to see looking like two legs walking by themselves, and it doesn't look like an apparition or anything. It looks like something. Well, I mean, on some of the videos I've seen, it's like that's an apparition, but then
Some
there's
people have
a clear video.
some people have thought of those as aliens too. You know,
Yes.
that come across on those like your not dash cams, but your desk, your doorbell cameras or outdoor cameras. They'll think that, you know, because they kind of, I mean, the big head, little
Yeah.
legs, arms, yada yada yada.
I mean, I got plenty of UFO experiences. I actually told her one about on the way here when we were actually pulling up to your driveway.
No, we were arguing about whether it was a UFO or an airplane.
No,
It was so funny. So, Crip, that boy and I, you met Mason a couple times.
Yeah.
We were, I started door dashing this week just to make some extra cash, just to be able to do some,
Oh, nice.
you know, get some more equipment and things like that. And we're driving on the road, and he goes, "Dad, is that a UFO?" I go, "What is it you're talking about, bud? I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "Oh, never mind. It's just a cell tower." He just got so excited over nothing.
now the story I was telling her when we were pulling into your driveway before she so rudely interrupted was me and my dad were sitting out front of his house, and we were looking up at the stars, just chit chatting, and we see a ball of light just right across. And then, not even a minute later, we see two military fighter jets hauling ass after it.
Yeah, to me, that would be the Russians.
Yeah, they're rushing to get something.
Right. Right.
I mean, this thing was hauling ass with no sound behind it whatsoever. I mean, if it was a missile, you'd have heard it go by. We didn't hear it. We just happened to look
Oh,
up and just see it zip.
Right. So let's talk aliens here. Crypt, I know it's a little bit off the subject, but do you believe?
Oh, 100%.
What makes you say
100%.
100% you believe?
Okay, so when I was a young boy, I
He
was
was abducted.
I don't know if I was abducted. It could have went that way because I don't remember. I remember sleeping, being in my bed. It was late, and where my bed was, I could look down the hall and see my mom's room. Their door was open, my door was open, and I'm 36. This is back when I was probably 8, 9, 10, maybe. I was young, and we didn't have LED lights back then. There was LED lights, or newer technology that wasn't back when I was a kid. We had those old dim lights. Um, I remember seeing what looked like an LED light. Yeah, just like this, just like this.
Yeah.
Um, so I remember seeing that looking like it's shining through my mom's window, on my mom and dad's bed, and then it like moved into the room like somebody was flashing a flashlight around, an LED flashlight around. But it came through the window, and I yelled for my mom, and all of a sudden, the light, like a flip of a switch right in front of my face. All I remember is covering myself up. I don't remember anything else after that. So I don't know if that was. I
Hey,
don't know. Yeah,
do you remember if your butt hurt later?
I was wondering why my butt hurt the other day after that.
Yeah. So,
Them aliens getting freaky.
right.
Wondering why I was so sore that day. Gosh.
Right. Had nothing to do with the fact you back talked your daddy and your daddy whooped your ass.
I thought I was rode a horse bareback, but no, I guess it
Right.
wasn't that.
Right. So, Crip, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your afternoon, your evening, to join us here at Back to Basics Chit Chat. We'd love to have you on again, talk
Yeah, for
about
sure.
some more stuff.
Thank you for having me.
And like I said, we're going to be editing this here. I'll be editing this here in the next couple of days, and hopefully get this out within the next week. So I'm hoping to get
Awesome.
this put out by Thursday of this week, and then I'm also um, going to attempt to upload portions of this clip of this video onto TikTok on the my video page, so it'll be out there. So hopefully people will be able to see you.
Now, do you talk
Yes.
about cryptids on your TikTok?
I was going to start, but then I met a big crowd of people, and I just started making family on TikTok, and then I met y'all, and I need to start. I really do need to start.
Okay.
Um, my plans are is I want that's what I was going to start doing, um, but it just ended up meeting people that we just started hanging out and doing little friendly battles and getting into bigger battles and just going from there.
Right. Yeah, and if you don't get banned like I did, we all have a good time.
Well, he watches his mouth.
Well,
They need to
Well,
give you like a bar of soap.
I I got banned for about 3 minutes and ended back up on TikTok again.
well, if you remember that night that I got banned, I
Twice.
got
Yeah.
banned early, and then I remember I was like, well, how do I appeal it? And then all of a sudden I appealed it, and then boom, I'm back to live. And then
Yeah.
I say the R word
Twice.
and I bans again, and they wouldn't let me over. I even appealed the appeal, and they even sent me a message back saying, "This is why you can watch the video." And I did watch the video, and
It was because
whatever.
you said that word.
It has to be because I said that R word.
You said the other R word too.
Well, that's the one they banned me for the first time. But but
Stop saying words that start with R.
Right, right.
And don't say words that start with an N either, Ron.
No.
No.
Right, right. But you know what kills me
No.
though, Crip, is I got banned for that word, and it just both words for that matter, right? But how are people
Right.
breastfeeding their kids live on TikTok?
Oh my gosh, there is so much stuff on TikTok. I'm like, what? Why are you allowing this on TikTok?
Well,
Right.
you want to know why you see half naked teen like chicks and all that all over your TikTok, but you're not allowed to say
I'm
retarded?
not even. And I'm not even talking about half naked. It could be fully naked, and I'm like, what the heck's going on
It's
here?
'cause
Right.
they're-
I mean, it's the same thing. It's like some of the ones where the girls are sitting down like this, and they'll spread their legs like that, and you can see damn near everything.
What the hell
Yeah.
TikToks are you watching?
I
the
think-
good stuff.
I think it's
Good
because of a lot of the
stuff.
new friends that I've made, and a lot of the people that I have followed over the past that, it comes from their For You pages.
Oh, he's talking about my TikToks, Ron. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to expose myself to you.
Often.
Hey, Crip, if those ladies are on your TikToks and you're filming that shit, I'm coming to your place. So,
I'm
Oh,
the
that was me in a
group.
hey, Ron. That was me in a wig.
hey, you look,
I understand whatever.
hey, you look damn good in the wig, brother. You look damn good in the wig. All right.
He got the sexy bald head and the beard going, so he
Right.
gets you all beat.
You're lucky your boyfriend does not watch this stuff.
My
I'm
wa-
human. I can look.
If you're on a diet, you can look at the menu as long as you don't order.
Why would I ever be on a diet?
Anyway,
Says the skinniest
So-
man in the room.
so what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of slow things down, wrap it up. Again, Crypt, I appreciate you coming out tonight. It means a lot. And
Appreciate you having me.
no, it's our pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that word again. Like I said, we're gonna get this edited and we'll get this out and put this out on our pages, webpage. I'm gonna keep your email address because I can email you a copy of the video once I get it edited, or send you a link to it or whatnot. But I'd like to collaborate a little. Was that word?
Collaborate.
Yeah, that word.
Collaborate.
Yeah, collaborate more. So that way we can just get each. I can help you get people out there and get them noticed, talk about the cryptids and us with the paranormal and just kind of join forces that way. And then, like I said,
well, the two
they do tie together. I mean, it's all,
yeah.
if you
Yeah,
really
they
think about
do.
the definition of paranormal, it's unexplained phenomenon. And some people can't explain Wendigos or this, that, and the other, right?
You're right.
Hey, what do you think of our new banner?
I love it.
Yes.
Are we ever going to get
I
merch,
love
hats,
it.
and T-shirts?
We are going to get merch. We are going to be getting merch whenever I get around to not saying we're going to be getting merch. So it's been for 3 months now. But
Which means Kelly, start doing some research on producing some merch for us.
right.
Wait, who has the custom band hoodie figured out that I do?
There
So
you go.
I got you, homeboy.
All right. All right, Crip, well, we're going to call it a night, man. We thank you coming out live with us. Well, kind of not live, but here. And I will get back with you a little bit later and when I can go live again and start sharing some gifts out there and doing some battles. All right.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming in, and you have a wonderful night.
Love ya.
Y'all too. Love
Love
y'all.
your
Love
face.
y'all's faces.
Love your face.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us tonight and joining us. That was our friend Crypt. Cryptid. I call him Crypt because, I shortchange everything.
Well, a cryptid is a monster. A crypt is a tomb.
I'm just going to call
Or
him whatever
gay.
I want to call him. He's a good dude regardless. But we definitely thank him for joining. I'm sure he'll be back on from time to time.
For sure.
So if you guys have any questions, you guys have any concerns, have any stories you want to share with us, again, we say it every week. You can email us, ron@b2bparanormal.com.
Kelly at b2bparanormal.com.
Michael doesn't have one yet.
To
He
be
will
decided.
next week. Yeah, to be determined. So, Jeff, sorry we missed you tonight, bud. We do look forward to seeing you back here in 2 weeks. And you guys have a great night.
Keep
See you
it
next
weird.
time.